What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Two in the Cooler. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. If you don't, for some reason, you got to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Two in the Cooler. We're on TikTok now as well under that. And please do be subscribing to the YouTube page. Best way to get the podcast. We got all kinds of great clips and highlights on there. Full episodes. Everything you need right in one place. Before we get into the episode today, you know what I've got to tell you about. It starts right here with Instacart. Instacart, guys, why are you making your lives worse? Why are you putting yourselves through the pain of going to the grocery store, the parking lots where nobody respects each other, the inside of the building where nobody respects each other? Grocery stores are terrible. Get them out of your life, and you can do that by using Instacart. Instacart it's the best way to get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your door in as little as 1 hour. And the best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $35 or more. Hit the link in the show description. Start using Instacart today. Just make your life easier. It's in your hands. You can do it. Also, I have to mention, of course, the merch. Teespring.com/store/2inthecooler for all the top quality gear that you are going to feel good in and look good while you're wearing it. We got logo merch, Matt Can't Read, hashtag pizza tipping, t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeves, mugs. We've got mugs, whatever you're looking for. Teespring.com/stores/2inthecooler. The link is in the show description for you. Just hit that and you'll be on your way. Pick yourself out something nice, something classy, something that's going to make you feel good. Dress to impress people and get some merch from the Two in the Cooler store. Two in the Cooler. That's teespring.com/store/2inthecooler. There we go. Start using it. We appreciate all those orders that have been coming in. It's fun to see people wearing that stuff. But all right, everybody, that is enough out of me. Matt and I on this week's episode. You're going to like it. Here we go. Now we're back.
Yeah.
Here we go. They know. They just listened to the intro. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. A little bit tired. Very hungry. I usually get a late lunch in before the podcast, so that then after the podcast I can eat dinner. But once we decided to go a little bit earlier today, I was like, I'll skip the late lunch. And on my way here, I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna die.
I love hearing your like the little things you do, like your routines for stuff.
Yeah.
You always just
listen. I'm a very, very, very picky person when it comes to like how I lay out my routines. I'm almost like superstitious about my everyday life. If I don't do everything the way that it's supposed to be done, I feel like things are gonna go poorly.
That's like OCD. Did you know that? That's like what OCD is.
Oh.
I used to have that a lot.
But it's not so much about things being clean and how, like, you know what I mean?
No,
but I guess that's
still. Yeah, that's what people
like
think.
If I don't,
stuff,
for example, I'll tell a story. This brings me into a perfect segue into my weekend in Boston.
Okay.
So I go to Boston with my two friends. Both have been on the show, Andrew Logar, Alex Power. So 3 grown men traveling to Boston. We have a set schedule. You know what I mean? Everything's in like print, right? Everything is available as to what needs to be done. So I think it was the very first. So we got there Wednesday night. I think it was Thursday. Might have been Friday, but I think it was Thursday. We had a game in the morning. We had a game at 9 a.m., I believe, that we were coaching. And then we had a game at 2:40 or 3:20, something like that. I don't know. These are made up times. I don't remember exactly. But I remember saying, so we get back from our first game. We go grab lunch. We're all still pretty tired from a long drive. Yesterday, we didn't get in until like midnight. So we're like, all right, so we're like, okay, I'm going to take a little nap. Everybody else is just hanging out, right? Alex is working because he didn't come to the morning game. Logar is just sitting on his phone in bed, blah, blah. So we're sitting there. And I said, okay, we have to leave by 12:45. 12:45 p.m. is when we have to leave for the next game. So now this comes into two things. One, partially an error on my part that led to this. I set the wrong alarm. I set my alarm for 11:45, which I don't know why not 11:40. I set my alarm for 11:30 because I figured if I was up 15 minutes before the game, I didn't need a shower or anything, you know what I mean? Or 15 minutes before we need to leave. So I set 11:30, even though I meant to set it for 12:30, which didn't make sense because I set it at like 11:45, right? It was only going to be a quick 45 minutes. So that's partly my fault. But I said out loud several times, we need to leave at 12:45. So I fall asleep. I wake up to Logar still sitting on his phone, Alex kind of getting dressed. And Alex sees me kind of like roll my head over and look around. And he goes, don't we have to leave soon? I was like, I don't know, probably. What time is it? He's like, 12:47. I'm like, what? So I check my phone real quick, frantic. I see the alarm thing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I told both of you guys exactly what time we had to leave. How'd you come up with that? So then that's what I mean. So now I'm in fluster mode. I hate being late places because of that exact reason. I like to, be there at the set time that is set in my brain so that I can do nothing in that amount of time before the game. You know what I mean? But it's just, that's what's set in my brain. So I need to be up at the right time so I can get ready at the right time so I can be somewhere at the right time. So the whole basis of my story is how two other grown men couldn't figure out that when it was clearly discussed the time that we had to leave, that like, hey, like, aren't we supposed to be leaving now? Like, I wonder what's going on.
You know what, though? When you kind of when you take control of something like that,
no, I'm time guy.
And people will just default to you.
I'm
you know
definitely
what I mean?
time guy. It was pre-established as of always that I am time guy. Because of that reason. But when you tell two people something very clearly, and I wake up and Alex says to me, aren't we supposed to leave soon? And I say, what time is it? And he says 12:47, like after the established time in which we were supposed to leave.
Because they were being dependent on you to do it. Yeah, I know it's not the way to go, but that's just what people do, I think. Like, you kind of set yourself up there as you were take charge in that situation. And when you weren't there to take charge, the ranks just fell apart. That's the way it was. That's what happened. You were the general, and you weren't there to get your guys in order, and so they couldn't.
Yeah, so then I'm like getting in the car. I'm pissed at everybody, right? I'm like, nobody fucking talk to me. We're going to be late. Like, because then everybody else that doesn't have a brain that works like that is still just in okay, let's go mode, where I'm in, like, we're going to be late mode. Nobody's brain should be thinking about anything else except for the fact that we're going to be late. Like, how do we get there on time?
It's hilarious how similar we are in that respect.
And then Bauer's like, he's like, are you just angry at everything right now? I said, dude, we're sitting in a car in traffic, late to get somewhere, and you're just sitting on your phone. Pay attention. Try to get us somewhere faster. Do something. Do anything but. And at that point, when he's on his phone, it's not on the mount, so I can't see the GPS. So I don't know our ETA.
Right.
So I'm like, somebody figure something the fuck out so we can get to where we need to be.
I'm a huge ETA guy.
I need to know an ETA. I put
ETA.
But this is the difference between you and I. I know how to get everywhere that I've been more than twice without a GPS.
Right.
You are not like that.
No, I don't know where anything is ever. I still use the GPS to get here. I just have it on. I know where I'm going, but I like the ETA, obviously, and I like to know how much time I have left in the car, like, exactly.
I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly where I am when I need to do it. I still put the GPS in almost everywhere I go because I need to see the ETA.
Yeah,
especially if I'm running late. Yeah. If I'm running late, I need to figure out exactly how late I am.
Absolutely. Because we do the same thing. When you're late and you see the clock is like, 1 minute, 2 minutes past the time, like the established time, it's like you're in the movie Speed when you're on that bus that just keeps going.
In my head, it's a breakdown of, and it depends on what I'm going to and where I'm going. on the way here, I know how to get here. I still put it in my GPS depending on what time I leave. Because if I leave and I know I'm going to be cutting it close, I like to look. And today was 5:28, nailed the time. I was like, I'm fine. I'm driving there casually. Now, this brings me to another point. I didn't get in here for another 4 minutes. I called you to let me in at 5:32. The reason that is goes back to the whole parking dispute that I have going on with these people here. So, new lady today.
New lady. And as you guys know, I have my sticker on now. So I had my windows down all the way here. I turned onto our street. I rolled my windows up. I said, I'm not saying a fucking thing to this lady. I want her to see my sticker, and I'm just going to drive right past her. Yeah.
So sure enough, windows up. I pull in. She sees my sticker. New lady, though. Double thumbs up. I'm like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's the type of shit that I deserve. I pull in. Not a single spot. I had to wait for somebody. I watched a woman walk out of her office, and I had to wait for her to leave so I could take her spot. So here's my thing. I took so much shit from those people, and when I eventually put my sticker on, their reasoning behind giving me so much shit was to try to protect us, to allow us to have parking spots. I finally pull in for the first week with my sticker on, and there's no spot.
Something's going on because there's this guy who, he's like the first guard. There's this guy out there who was there like earlier than everybody. I don't know if he's working in official capacity or if he's just taking it
from
upon
the front
himself.
way or the back way?
No, from the back. You can't get in the front way. That's where the stage is
I
and
know.
stuff. But yeah. They closed down the front way.
But they have
like
a guard
4 or
up
something.
there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so this guy is in the
He's
back.
got a guard shirt on though.
Yeah, not this guy.
Okay, this guy's.
And I don't know what this guy's deal is. It seems like he's working in an official capacity. I don't know if he's taking it upon himself. I swear that guy just like lets his friends in. And something's going on because there should be enough. There's always been enough spots in here for more than just the people that live here and the people that work here, us. Something is going on out there.
Well, do they not let anybody? I thought they charged people. But now I don't think so.
No,
I think
they
you're
don't.
right. So there's
we have people that need to be interviewed sometimes, and they won't let them park there. That's what I've gone out there and talked to them about, and they're like, yeah, can't do it. I'm like, okay, but isn't the parking technically for tenants, whether they live here or work here, and their clients? And they said, not on Wednesday, not for the clients on Wednesday. So I don't know what the fuck's
how is
going
the
on.
parking lot full then?
Exactly. So there's something going on. We're getting fucked. Somebody's fucking us, and they're not doing it gently. And it makes me really mad. Like, I have a sticker. I don't even have really any confrontation with these guys, but I just see them and my blood starts to boil.
Yeah, no, there's something. I'm trying to think of the word for it.
Fishy? Scandalous?
No, it's like when people of power.
Oh, nepotism?
Maybe.
That guy I was talking about. He's a
nepotist?
He could be a nepotist. A nepotisto.
We're surrounded by nepotism at all levels. There's just a lot going on in our world right now. They got the new variants.
Delta? Oh, there's another one?
Well, they got the Delta.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard they got Delta Plus now.
Yeah,
it's
just
like
heard
going
that.
to Delta Sign. For $7 more, you can upgrade to Delta Plus.
You can upgrade to Delta Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I heard something about that today.
I see it on Twitter. Because I do, when I am interested in something or feel that I should know about something, I use other sources of
cross-reference library.
But
whatever.
stuff that I don't care about, I just use Twitter because I think everything's hysterical. So I don't ever say anything and am willing to argue it ironclad. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's certain things, but like with this. So yeah, I see on Twitter that there's this new Delta Plus. Hysterical.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
Name.
I'm all on board.
Yeah.
I want more variants.
Let's keep them coming.
I want them all. Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Fuck them. I have such like and we've talked about this maybe last week. I have such a part in my brain now that's just in I don't care about anything mode because it's just dumb, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see what we did. So the whole COVID thing happens, right? Boom, I get it. And then they're like, get the vaccine, send our lives back to normal, right? Get the vaccine. Everybody get it, then everything will be fine. You won't have to wear a mask, whatever. So boom, everybody goes out, gets the vaccine, right? Well, most people, a lot of people go out, get the vaccine, boom. Now that we have the vaccine, they want us to go back into lockdown because we can still get it. And if we're in public, they want us to wear masks again. How can we possibly do that?
Well, I don't think...
How can we...
It's tough to convince people of that. And practically impossible, I think. But, science is not an exact science.
I don't mean from... I'm not saying like, oh, how could they give us this vaccine? Here's what I'm saying is that I guess they shouldn't make promises they can't keep then, right? Yeah. Or they shouldn't have been so quick to force the vaccine down everybody's throats. I was a very compliant person when we went through this. I think the majority of people were very compliant when we went through this the first time. And the people that weren't, a lot of people looked at as crazy. The people that would walk into the stores without masks on and have to be, kicked out or the cops call them. That was crazy when it was first going on. There was no need to that. I am all complied out. I am complianced out. I'm complianced out. That's all I have to say. I went and I got my vaccine. I've had COVID prior to that too. So you want to have the antibodies conversation, whatever. If they send us back into another lockdown, I'm going to become like internet guy. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I will go crazy.
I think a lot of people feel that way. I think that a lot of people are going to be saying statements very similar to yours. I think a lot of people are not going to make good on that, which is fine. I think, look, we've all made promises that we haven't kept. And the fact is, I think, especially with media pressure and public pressure, of course they had to pump this fucking thing out, the vaccine, whatever. Like I said, it's not, science isn't an exact science. Like, I get why they would try to make it seem better than maybe it is. And I don't know. It said it was like 90% effective, maybe, or 9+. Maybe that's not actually the case. But, it's the same thing with masks, right? Like, apparently masks aren't as effective as people have made them out to be. That's what I've heard a million times. I can't confirm that. But, it's so much of it is just trying to control public hysteria, right? They just want people to feel safe by lying to them because that's the only thing they know how to do. That's
Control is the key word there, though.
Yeah, 100%. See, you know what the other thing is? Like, talking about all this stuff like it's some kind of devious thing or whatever. It's not. It's just shitty.
No, it's devious.
Yeah, but
it's 100%
it's devious, but we all know it's devious.
But no, we don't. That's the problem. Here's what I would say. And this is the last thing I'll say because we got to get off this topic.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it exactly how it sounds, so it's a weird thing to say. But you know the saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, that whole thing? I'm not saying that what happened when we first went to lockdown and stuff was us being fooled necessarily, right? That people didn't know. There was a lot of uncertainty. And again, compliance levels were high. That works. But now that everybody's listened to what they said and they want us to go and all of a sudden people start getting their lives back and start becoming less dependent on the people that are making these calls, now it seems like they just want to do it again. Like, doesn't that kind of seem like, how can you get fooled again into doing it? Because before the vaccine and stuff even was being rolled out, eventually restrictions got looser and people were slowly but surely getting back to normal. And I know the vaccine had a big part to do with that in like the latter half. But remember, they started opening restaurants and stuff again, and people started getting back to normal, and people were okay. They were smart about it, but they were okay. So, don't you think there's I don't know. I think I'm comply. I think I have no more comply in me.
Yeah, that's understandable. And look, folks aren't going to stop doing what they're doing, trying to control other folks.
I think especially now, like last time when they went into lockdown and people separated themselves, people didn't see their friends and stuff. I don't think they'll ever be able to convince people to do that again.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be it's a big ask,
so
especially
at that point,
when a lot of people feel exactly the same way you do.
So at that point, by trying to close the world down again, all you're hurting is
yourself.
Well, I mean, I was going to say like the economy. All you're hurting is the people that are trying to make money to survive.
Yeah, but the people that a lot of folks making these decisions, hold on, they don't really care about that, right? As long as what they've got going on is still going up.
So that's what I'm saying. And you tried to make the claim that it wasn't devious.
Well, what I mean is it's not, it's certainly devious, but, it's not like I think that it's maybe the way to go is not to look at it like some kind of evil Disney queen or even some kind of Mr. Burns type where they're like this, because it's not a cartoon. It's a real thing. And it just comes down to greed, right? That's all it is. So we know that. And I don't know what people are going to do about it. I don't know what folks can do about it.
Here's the thing, and it comes back to what I was saying, though, is with my whole compliance in the first place thing is at the beginning of this, there was no reason to look at it from the perspective of trying to figure out an evil plan, like a Disney character, a Disney villain or something like that, right? Now, that's exactly how I view it.
Yeah, but I think that almost takes away from the severity of the issue.
The severity of what issue, though? The fact that
political deviance.
But that's what it is. It doesn't take away from the severity of it. I think you have to look at it with a large amount of reasonable doubt. Like, you have to be skeptical of it. So that's what I'm saying when I say that.
Right, I got you. I just think that looking at it like in a comic book type of way, joining it to that kind of, in a sense, pushes it to just being that, when really we need to look at it from a very realistic point and try and figure out what to do. I have no idea what to do or how to do it.
I think though that, not that we'll ever know, but I think that some of the things that we don't know are that unrealistically crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why you have to question a lot of it, in my opinion.
I mean, you should question everything, absolutely. But look, these guys aren't supervillains. They're just really, really bad people. And I know, and I get it.
That makes them supervillains.
I guess so.
Because they're doing sketchy shit, Andy.
No, I know, but they're real people. Like, you have to, like, you can't, this is
what all I'm saying is that you have to, at this point in time, I'm almost at the peak of you have to assume the worst as to
for sure.
The reasoning behind things that are getting done.
Right, absolutely. And that's going to be a huge result of all of this is skepticism on the rise. But Superman's not coming. We gotta, like, these are flesh and bone people. It's not like they want to, I was gonna say take over the moon, but they might. But it's not that they want to do like in Superman the movie where like Lex Luthor wants to like make a bunch of like beachfront property or whatever. We know what's fueling them. Their origin story is not some crazy thing. It's just that they are greedy people.
And they just want complete control.
And they just want complete control.
I would almost put that as you could make, with a little more flair, a couple less suits and a couple more costumes.
Yeah.
You've got a movie on. You've got a superhero movie.
100%.
Supervillain movie on.
Yeah. But they're real people, and it requires a real solution to fix it.
Yeah, it definitely does. That solution, we don't know.
No, we don't know.
When it comes to this, I'm not in the market of finding solutions. I'm in the market of addressing problems.
And that's different?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Okay.
A problem identifier is a lot different than a solution creator.
Yeah, but addressing a problem and finding solutions, I would argue that...
I didn't mean addressing. I meant identifying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're only identifying?
As of right now.
Okay. I hate problem identifiers. I'm solution or go from the go.
Me too, and everything else, but we just both had agreed that what is a solution?
We haven't gotten to that part yet.
We might go to jail for that part.
Well, it depends. I'm sure there's a non-jail way to do it. But who knows what that is? Pen.
What do you need a pen for? What do you got in the note card today?
Well, I have a few things, actually. Rihanna's a billionaire.
Really? Once you hit that plateau.
Like today.
Nice. Good for her.
But it mustn't. That's when it came out today.
The baddest billionaire in the game.
But she's got $1.7 billion.
Sheesh.
She's the most attractive woman ever to walk the earth. That's just a fact. No, it's true. Nobody's more attractive than Rihanna.
If you ask me, I wouldn't agree with that. But I do think that she's an awesome person.
She seems really cool.
Like, I'm too nerdy to call somebody like bad. You know how people say Rihanna is like the baddest bitch.
But she's the definition.
She's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what that means because I can see Rihanna. And when people say that, I'm like, that makes sense to me.
Yes, that's in context. She's really the only one that in context that kind of comes
I
together.
could get away with even saying that because it's
it's
universally known.
Exactly. It's a universal
bad.
Truth. Yeah.
I can't make the claim that somebody else is because I don't know all the character traits that go into it.
I don't know, but I think that compared to Rihanna, everybody's just really nerdy and like awkward about themselves because you can't get any cooler than Rihanna.
She's bad.
She's bad. She is bad. I've said it a
Shout
million
out to Riri.
times. Said it a million times. If Beyonce's a queen, Rihanna's a goddess. I'm gonna get that on a shirt. That's
the worst thing
is
is that you do say that more than makes
me
comfortable.
I say that a ton. It's just so true. Because for a long time,
there's a lot of true things that you don't always need to say out loud, though.
Yeah, but I like but that's a good turn of phrase.
Yeah,
it makes put that on a popsicle stick.
Yeah, it makes you sound like what? It makes you sound like a girl who's going to school for like fashion design, going to college for fashion design.
Wouldn't they know the best way to say that? So if I can channel that part of my personality for this occasion,
fair.
I think it benefits
Andy,
me.
let it all shine, man. Let it all shine.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else we got? What's up next after Rihanna?
Jackass 4 is coming out, which is crazy. Those guys are 1,000,000 years old.
Jackass is so funny.
I've never watched it.
Oh, you are the worst.
What do you got?
You are the worst. Because there's a lot of people that are like, Jackass isn't funny, it's stupid. It is so stupid. But just stop for a second and watch it and laugh at it. Because it is so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
It's people doing the stupidest shit. And that's the thing is, you ever met a guy or a group of guys, a girl too, you ever met a person who just like is like that, just does stupid shit and just laughs at it and you laugh at it? Those are funny people. And you put a group of them that have made themselves very, very famous, very, very wealthy off of just thinking of stupid shit that a lot of people would probably think of, like, oh, it'd be so funny to do this, but they never would.
Because these guys demolish their bodies.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I think that Johnny Knoxville has broken every bone in his body, probably.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm sure you can.
I'm gonna look it
There's
up.
an answer
I'm gonna
to
do
that.
some
Yeah.
statistics.
Check that out.
But and he's ancient.
The fact that like, yeah, I've never watched Jackass, and I guess I understand why people, if they see it initially, would call it stupid. I hate that criticism for just about everything, because one way or another, I think that those guys are talented. Like, they're really funny, and that takes talent. You can't be a complete idiot and be that successful, even if your whole thing is just, fucking yourself up in various ways. And nothing makes me angrier than people who are snooty towards comedy. That's what a dumb asshole you are if you do that sort of thing. Like, people that shit on The Simpsons or even Family Guy, and I'm not like a huge Family Guy person, but I love The Simpsons. And people shit on The Simpsons and say Homer's stupid and all this stuff. It's fucking funny. Also, everybody that writes on those shows went to fucking Harvard, okay? So it's not like they're complete dumbasses do it. Like, there's something to that. And I swear to God, if you actually pay attention to The Simpsons in particular, it's a very smart show. Yeah, Homer falls down a cliff and like gets fucked up. That's funny too. Both things are funny. Everything's funny. Relax.
No, that's funny.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything on how many bones. There is like some videos out there apparently if he breaks down all his worst injuries.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've seen a lot of them because I love Jackass. I've watched a lot of it. I've seen
like the TV show.
Oh yeah, I've seen all the Jackass movies.
Wow.
Those dudes are just crazy, and they are so funny. And part of it to me that's funny is because they're just like a group of guys that are all such good friends, and they just do the most fucked up shit to each other. Like they tase each other. Every time they shoot a movie, they have a different thing that they do, and it just comes completely
naturally.
They don't talk about it, but they'll just find something on set. Like the one movie was just a pair of like hair trimmers, right? And they would just walk up behind each other and just shave chunks out of their head. The one episode, it was a stick taser, and they would just sneak up on people and just straight up tase them. They just do the most ridiculous, painful shit to each other, and they all die laughing about it. I've seen them play tetherball with a giant bee's nest.
See, who even comes up with
That's
that?
hysterical.
It's incredible.
And every time they do something to each other, they're I don't know if I think it's their director, just throws up everywhere. Like he has the lowest pain tolerance of all time. So when he sees somebody hit somebody, he just like throws up all the time.
He's kind of the best person for the job.
Yeah, he's 24/7 puking all the time.
That makes it great. You want somebody there to react. That only emphasizes how crazy these guys are. But if there's one thing that I've gotten out of Jackass, the little that I've seen, it's amazing how much the human body can actually take, how much damage the human body can actually take.
Oh, they destroy themselves. They
even
hurt themselves to a point of no return.
When Steve-O taped himself to the billboard for his stand-up special, they were like knocking baseballs at him and stuff. Like they just
do crazy stuff.
They brutalize themselves, and they're
and they just die laughing about it.
Yeah. That's a special kind of person, and I'm glad that they are being praised for it, and then they've got to make these long careers out of it.
Coming out.
Jackass 4.
I hope it's still funny.
I'm sure it will be. I don't know the name of this guy, but apparently I think he's a UFC fighter. He supposedly got the hardest punch in the world. They had this guy come and punch them in the balls, and this guy, they could tell he was like holding back. They were like, "Listen, man, we've seen you punch. We know you're pulling it a little bit. You have to just wreck these guys' testicles." Yeah. And this guy, he was like asking around to make sure all the guys had kids already because he was like, it's not going to happen after this. This guy is out here with punches so hard that he's destroying lineages. That's how hard this guy hits.
See that the thing is, how are those people not anxious 24/7? Because imagine having to know, like, I'm showing up to set today to get my dick punched by the hardest puncher in the world, and he's not going to let up.
That's true. Yeah, I would not be able to sleep the night before that.
But that's the thing is I think a lot of the really fucked up and funny shit they do comes like, I know a lot of it's planned, but not all of it's planned. Some stuff they just, like, they have the resources to do, and they're like, we should do this right now.
Yeah.
And so they just do it because it's funny at the moment. They're like, this is going to be funny. They don't have the time to think about it. Because when you have the time to think about it, bad things are going to happen in your brain. Outer Banks season 2.
Oh, you watched this show?
You don't watch this
I
show?
just heard about
you
it.
You should die.
Somebody, okay, excuse me.
Anybody who doesn't watch Outer Banks, it is.
We're drinking a lot of water this episode.
Yeah. My mouth's just feeling a little dry.
Yeah.
It is so fucking good.
So is this show, the way that it's been described to me, is like the CW version of National Treasure.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. More teen drama-y, though, at the same time.
Right, that's the CW part.
But, yeah, I guess. So season 1 came out during lockdown, right? And it blew up. Everybody watched it. It was so good. Season 2 just came out on the 30th of July. So I haven't finished it yet. I still have 3 episodes to go. I've been pacing myself because, yes, I could sit down and watch it all in one day, but I'm trying to really enjoy it. And I watched the first 5 episodes, and then I watched the first 5 episodes again. Not by choice, but I did, and it was still good.
Got it.
Yeah. And so now I've watched through episode 7, so I'm prepared to watch episode 8. It's so good. I can't believe you don't watch it. You would probably nitpick it a little bit, and there is a lot to nitpick, but exactly, it's like a CW show. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's things that happen, and you're like, that was avoidable. But it doesn't matter because it's so good. And the thing that I love about it, and this is something that I probably don't talk about a lot, one of the reasons I love National Treasure so much is I find history to be the coolest thing ever, but not necessarily real history. I like folklore history. It is cool as shit. Yeah. I want it all to be real.
Yeah. Even
regular history is cool, but even I like, haunted history, stuff like that. And there's a part of this, because it takes place in Outer Banks, there's a part of this season that takes place in Charleston, South Carolina. And we went to Charleston, South Carolina.
Yes, we did.
A lot of history in Charleston, South Carolina.
We went to a haunted Civil War
prison.
Yeah,
shit like that shit's cool.
Yeah.
And the stuff that this show does, and kind of same with National Treasure, it's based off of something. Nobody in the real historic community would probably ever go as far to say that it's, maybe not the show. The show is based off of nothing real.
Yeah.
But, I'm talking, if you talk about National Treasure, so like the people that they reference existed, right? Like the Constitution was real. Stuff, it's very loosely based off of history.
Yeah.
And I just think that's cool. I wish history was
real.
No, I wish that kind of history was real because I believe deep down that
there's a treasure, and I know that there's under America.
No, but I know that there's people out there that most people think are crazy because they dedicate their lives to this stuff. But I believe deep down that there's probably some, subliminal messages and hidden shit out there throughout history. Definitely.
I can promise you that. I've done a pretty good amount
I'm a big
of reading
Illuminati guy too.
Subliminal messages, and sure, they're out there. Shit.
But back to Outer Banks. Can we get back to that? Well, what were you going to say? You go first.
One, I'm just so happy that you know who Silence Dogood is.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. The first time you referenced that you knew who that was, it blew my mind. I can't remember what the other thing is. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be totally real. A part of me is very curious about if hundreds of years ago, really, really long time ago, if maybe some magic was actually real, but then we all just killed it because it was weird. Our ancestors killed witches or but you know what, fucking I don't know, dragons or something like that. That's an extreme example, but what if that shit, or fairies, what if that shit was real and we just got our butterfly nets back in the day and
Took them all
squashed
out.
it all, so it's all gone.
Yeah, and so.
But there's a
this
hint
is-
of magic
This
left.
is bringing me down a rabbit hole, and it's going to bring me into the Vampire Diaries real quick.
Fuck. Okay.
The reason that I think that show is so cool is because they do a lot of flashbacks to like Civil War times, because vampires
They're
don't die.
immortal,
So they're So, and it's that same thing. It's got no real history, but just enough history of like the date is correct. The Civil War was going on at this time. You know what I mean? Like they just sprinkle in a touch. So I think that it's cool. Fake history is the coolest kind of history.
Absolutely.
And that's a thing that also like tries to happen in the vampires. They try to, different species, non-human species, try to kill other non-human species to send them into extinction.
Right, so maybe they took each other out.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, that's
possible.
what happens in the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
So it could happen in real life.
And then this brings me to, did you watch that movie on Amazon Prime, that Chris Pratt movie? What's it called?
The Tomorrow War?
Yeah.
No.
Fuck. What have you been doing?
I don't have time to do this, Matthew. I got a lot of shit to do. I'm running all over the place, man. I knew what it was, but I keep up to date on what's going on, but I don't have time to watch it.
Almost barely believe that you have a lot of shit to do.
I can understand that, because I can't believe it myself, but I do. It just happens. All of a sudden, it's been like 8 hours. So, I don't know what to tell you.
What do you classify as shit to do?
I don't
Watching
really
The
want
Simpsons doesn't count.
No, I
as
know.
shit
I
to do.
don't really want to like get into everything that I have to do, but it's just a lot of different stuff that that has to get done here so that various shows can happen. Our show, Scheming and Dreaming, shout out if you haven't checked it out. It's unbelievable.
That's fair.
And some other things with the company, but
in that movie, we didn't talk about it on the show, right? You want to watch it, or can we get right into spoilers?
No, go for it. You know you know Sam Richardson?
No.
He's in that movie. He's a black guy.
Oh yeah.
He's probably most of those movies only
He's
have
the
one black
chubbier
guy. Yeah. So he's probably that one.
He's funny in that movie.
That guy. Go ahead, because I could talk about Sam Richardson.
Why,
for
you like
hours.
it? Good way or bad way?
In a great way. I love Sam Richardson.
See, I thought the movie was really good. But there's this part in that movie where they didn't rush it because they needed to do it in that amount of time, right? The movie was the right length, but if it was up to me, it would have been like a 4.5 hour movie. You know what I mean? After kind of he goes,
how long is it?
I think it's like 2 and some change. After he goes, Chris Pratt goes into the future and does all that stuff there. This is a big time spoiler, by the way. Huge spoiler alert.
All right.
When he gets back, virtually it comes down to through science, because that's what he is. He's a scientist. Through some use of science, they figure out that there's a very good possibility that the alien invasion that happens, because they're trying to figure out how to prevent it, right? They find out that...
Oh, that's the premise of the movie? That's pretty cool.
Yes and no.
Got it.
Not really.
But
it gets there.
Yeah.
They figure out that there's a high probability that these aliens were on Earth for a very, very long time before they
started attacking folks?
Started invading it. Yeah. So since he ends up back, like in the past, well, in his present, you know what I mean? Once he gets back from the future, they, figure this out, and through some more science, they track down exactly where they would be, and they find it, and it turns out that the alien ship crash landed there, and like a long time ago, and was ended up buried in some ice, whether it was during the Ice Age or something. And then I don't even really remember because I only watched the movie once, but I don't remember exactly how they got activated. It might have had something to do with global warming.
That's kind of, I like that.
And then so like they're awake and alive and unburied. And I don't know how that. When I first started talking about this, I had a point that led back to the whole history. Well, it's just like fake science, cool.
Fake history,
science, and it kind of is also fake
sure.
history as well because you have a.
You got to go back. Yeah, I like that stuff too.
But that part of the movie is really, really quick.
Yeah,
that's why my details are slightly loose because I'm saying that's the last like 13 minutes of the movie. All of that shit happens. 15, maybe 20. Wow. Maybe 30. I don't know. I could be off time-wise.
Yeah.
But it seems like it happens very fast. They had to get it done.
Yeah. They just Captain America, these aliens, and then boom, that explains it all. I might watch that. That sounds pretty cool.
So, Andy.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. I thought it was the first, I think, Amazon original movie I ever watched.
Really?
I watched, like, that show, Jack.
Oh, Jack Ryan with John Krasinski, right? Yeah.
That was good. The problem is they came out so far apart. The first season came out. The second season came out so long after the first season. I didn't even remember what happened in the first season. So I'm watching the second season and I couldn't get as into it because I remember the first season was so good. And then I'm like, I don't really remember like who these people are and what's going on exactly.
That's an interesting problem. I think that is only going to get worse because so many different. There's so much content being put out all the time, and we're absorbing so much of it on a consistent basis that I think that's what's going to happen.
I'm going to probably have to go back and rewatch now because I remember that pretty good still. But Stranger Things, I think about this a lot. Here's my thing: season 1 and season 2 of Outer Banks came out like a year apart. Why does season 4 of Stranger Things come out 3 years after season 3?
Well, a couple things.
Like, right? It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. I mean, there's a couple reasons for that. One, is there a lot of CGI in the Outer Banks?
I get that.
Sure.
But that's a crazy amount of time difference. Why wouldn't they say, hey, let's focus. I know it's different people doing it, but like maybe let's pour more of our resources into getting this finished, and then we'll.
Well, look, they obviously want to get something like Stranger Things out, for example, because that's such a massive hit. So I can't. They must. I don't
even believe that they want to get it out. I really don't.
Let's talk about that in a second. But I'm sure they're putting so much of their resources into it. And like those actors are pretty big. They're all doing like a bunch of different projects all the time. You got to let them do that. And that shit,
I just had a crazy
it does
idea.
take a long time. Okay, what do you got?
No. Fuck, I'm going to forget it. No. We're good. I'm going to remember it.
Okay, say it.
No. I want to finish talking about this first because it goes in a different realm. I just want that to come out. When does that come out?
I have no idea.
Fuck. You watch Stranger Things, though?
Mm-hmm.
Good show.
Yeah, it's a good show. I wish they had stopped at the first season. Too much. It's just too much.
But don't you say that the third season was your favorite season? Didn't you say that? Or I
feel like people have told me that I said that. I probably did. I did like season 3.
Season 3 was really cool.
I think
season 2, I agree. Season 2 stretched out season 1 too much.
Yeah.
Season 3 was like a new chapter. I think season 4, I don't know. I think it's going to be
I have no idea.
A lot. My thing is you know that you are, once the Russian government got involved, how are these children going to take on the Russian government?
Matthew, kids have been taking down Russia since the 80s, man. Frickin', what's that? They remade it with Josh Peck. Red Dawn.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah. Oh, did you watch the remake and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I think I read the book. I think there's an illustrated classic of it.
Of Red Dawn?
Maybe I made that
No,
up.
you must be thinking of Red Badger Courage.
No, I know that. I know kind of the same movie. Or kind of the same premise. But no, I think that maybe I've seen the original movie and the remake. Maybe that's where my brain comes in.
It's so old that it seems like a book.
This is my
books,
idea,
man. Movies
And
before 2000.
Once we
Those are just called books.
Once we say it, it becomes our idea.
Uh-huh.
Netflix should open a Netflix theme park. Disney
Okay.
World style.
Right.
Universal style.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get on that. They could have some really fucking cool shit.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that could be cool. Depends on where you put it. Yeah, I guess that'd be all right. They have so much stuff.
Yeah, think about how cool that theme park would be.
I hope they
wouldn't
do
have to
some
do
like
everything.
no, but I hope they do some like weird ones, like something like a
Well, you do all their hits the same way that any other theme park does.
yeah, they got to be a little. They got to be some actiony though, because they've got some popular shows that are like the chef show. If they do like a chef show, like teacups,
but they don't need that. But what they
I
have
know.
is they have a boardwalk or they have a Disney Springs type style,
okay.
and they have all those
Right,
like
right,
restaurants and shit. And then the
that's
park
what
is all there.
that's what I want though. Is I want like a chef show, teacups. I want like a there's some show called The Politician that I haven't watched. It looks terrible. Let's say I want like a Bridgerton fucking like slingshot ride, or I want a Bridgerton log flume, which actually works fucking perfectly for that show. A Bridgerton.
What's Bridgerton?
Bridgerton is some like show about British people that like
Oh.
can't fuck, but they just fuck all the time. Apparently,
Oh,
there's.
teabagging or whatever. Have you ever heard of this?
Have I heard of teabagging?
No, not actual tea. It's called. There's something. This is. Never mind. Let's move on.
Okay, but apparently there's just an insane amount of semen getting shot onto sheets in that show, and people love it. It's like 50 Shades of Grey in the way that it's so.
It's got like a cult following.
It's got a cult. It's got a really big following, more than cult,
Never
but
even
it's
heard of
like yeah, but those Netflix shows, so many of them are like that, right? That's the age we're living in. Something on the internet can have like hundreds of thousands of fans, and
But
nobody will ever
But
hear
they
of it.
have so much stuff that's so big that.
Yeah, even things still. Yeah, that's the thing, that things still get lost.
No, but I'm saying that a theme park would work.
Yeah.
Netflix, come to us for theme park ideas if you decide to open a theme park.
Yeah, sounds
Are
good.
theme parks dying though? I don't think they are. I love theme parks. Not like shitty theme parks though. Only like the best of the best theme park wise.
Sure.
I feel like mom and pop theme parks are
On the way out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough thing, but it's the way things go.
This podcast is brought to you by Fantasy Island. Fantasy Island doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, R.I.P. Fantasy Island.
Somebody bought it, I heard.
Yeah, somebody bought it. It's actually, I don't know who this guy is, but I think he's a billionaire. He
Nice.
this guy
What's up, billionaire guy?
This guy has gone around the country and he buys up these small amusement parks that were family owned and like are being closed. He buys them all. So this guy is so rich, he collects amusement parks, and that's who bought Fantasy Island. He's got like 6 of them.
He collects them and he reopens them, or he just leaves them closed.
he reopens them. He's like, he doesn't need them to make money. He just loves little amusement
You
parks
probably
like that.
need them to break even though. It's got to be expensive to run an amusement
Oh yeah,
park.
for sure. But I think this guy is just in it for the passion of the game.
I know somebody who once told me that when we were like 12 years old. Shout out to this guy. I wonder if he'll remember this. Actually, he told our father it. He didn't tell me specifically. He told our father that his dream job was to run an amusement park.
You know what my dream job is?
What?
Sign language interpreter. I think that's the best. That's probably the coolest job ever. It looks really cool. I want to speak sign language so bad.
You could easily teach yourself.
I don't know about easily, but I would like to.
I say easily because if you really want to learn it, all you'd have to do is learn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Same as like any other language.
Yeah.
I got you.
You just have to do it.
Yeah.
and you'll learn
Yeah.
it.
Which I'm thinking about it. I've been thinking about it more recently, but I think that'd be the coolest
I saw
job.
there's an episode of NCIS where Gibbs gets cut out of a case. He's not allowed to know anything going on, and Abby's like, Gibbs, I can't tell you anything about the case. Like, I can't talk to you about the case. So she signs him some info on the case. Yeah.
You know
That's all
what
I
though?
got.
That's the thing. Like, if that actually happened, Leon would recognize that shit from a mile away. They'd catch it on a camera or something. Like, people would just.
No, but Abby's whole thing was, Abby was like, I can't tell you because I can't break my promise to the director. I said I wouldn't talk to you about the case.
I wouldn't talk
or something
to
like that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah.
She really emphasized the word. So she wasn't lying by signing. Who would win the week?
Yeah, let's do it.
Should win in a week?
Schwern. I cannot believe that you went for this one.
Yeah, and there's a reason that I did because I don't want to have any discussion. I didn't want any discussion about it prior. I just want to do it. Like I just meant before we started the show. I didn't want to talk about it. That's why I saw your text. I didn't say a word. I came in and I said, I like this one.
It's E.T. versus David Spade. Who would win in a fight? Here we go. E.T. has magic alien powers. David Spade is he's like a wiry guy. You know what he's tough to catch. Also, did you ever
guy.
He's a
rah-rah
What does
guy.
that mean?
Like you got like you're always like cheering like on stuff. Can I go?
Please.
This isn't even a fight. And I have all the reasons why.
Okay.
David Spade is your clear-cut winner. When you first sent it to me, I thought in my head, I said, I don't like this fight. Like, E.T. has magical powers.
Mm-hmm.
And then it dawned on me. E.T. is a peaceful guy. We talk a lot in the Who Would Win of the Week about, having that it factor. Like, can this person in this fight, are they willing to do what it takes to win the fight? E.T.
The
is
killer
not.
instinct.
E.T. does not. E.T. is not. E.T. is peaceful. E.T. would lay down and die at the cost of, like, preventing himself from becoming violent.
Yeah.
Now, the challenge comes in, though, that he could just phone himself home, probably.
No, it was so much to phone E.T. home that one time. It took, like, a whole speaking spell and, like, an umbrella.
It takes a lot, but I'm saying, or at least he could find himself maybe on the run from David Spade for a little bit. But if you told them, E.T. and David Spade, one of you has to die, go. I think E.T. would run, David Spade would hunt for his life.
E.T. wouldn't even know what to do. I agree.
Yes, E.T. is magic, but like I said, he's not going to be willing to use it to hurt somebody.
I think that even if E.T. does, like, lose himself in the moment and, like, hurt David Spade, E.T. would just heal David Spade. And all you need to do to beat E.T. is push him over. He's like a turtle. He can't stand back up if you push him onto his back. E.T. is E.T.'s just not going to hack it. And David Spade, he grew up in Arizona. He grew up hunting.
David Spade's going to fuck E.T. up. He's a little firecracker. He's a spaz. He's going to come, like, I can't believe, I'm a little bummed. I thought you were going to be heavily on E.T. coming into this, and that's why I didn't want to discuss it beforehand, because I thought I was going to shit on your chest with reason and logic as to E.T. is not a violent person.
No.
He doesn't have the it factor. He doesn't have what it takes to go in there and look David Spade in the eye and take his life from him. David Spade, on the other hand, doesn't give a fuck about E.T.
And look, I think E.T.'s a real pussy. Like, E.T. dies. He gives up so easily in the movie E.T. He just dies. He doesn't even give it a shot.
Yeah, I know.
And he doesn't do anything for himself.
No.
He kind of puts the pieces together for his machine, but he has Elliot bring him everything. Even Drew Barrymore does more than E.T. in that movie. She's like 6.
And, you're the next Drew Barry, and I want more. You know that song?
Is that a country music song?
Nope.
Is it a Weezer song?
I don't know what song it is. Every song should be a Weezer song. Back to the Who Would Win of the Week.
I'm putting that in the montage.
I'm a little bummed. I thought we were going to be able to kind of battle back and forth, but it seems like there's a clear-cut winner. I'm not opposed to E.T. I used to have a giant... Was it yours or mine? I think it was mine.
It was not mine.
I used to have a giant E.T. like, it wasn't even a stuffed animal though, because it was like hard.
Yeah.
It was like a firm stuffed animal. It stood on its own and shit, and it was huge.
It was
Close.
about this big.
No, big. It was a little.
No, it was about that
It
big.
was like, I thought it was
I
like
saw
3
it
foot.
in your closet like the other day.
Oh.
No.
I just remember
You were
it 'cause
just
I was a
you were
child.
just small, yeah.
And I was petrified of it. Didn't I make it? I believe that I would go put it in your closet at night because I didn't want it in my closet.
You might have done that once. You definitely put it out of your room because it was. E.T. is scary. E.T. scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Oh, the movie never scared me.
But E.T. himself is scary.
I didn't
and
want him in
even
my
that
closet.
movie, he's scary.
Even
No.
though I knew he was a good guy,
Yeah.
I thought, like, what if I got the bad E.T. and he came to life? You know what I mean?
I know exactly
Because
what you mean.
everybody on E.T.'s planet probably looks like E.T. So what if somebody just threw on a red hoodie and pretended to be E.T. and snuck into my damn closet and fucking murdered my family?
You got the bad ET. That is something that I would definitely
Like,
be
isn't there
nervous
bad
about.
Teds in one of the Ted? Or don't they? Isn't that a plan? I think.
The Ted, like the bear movie?
Yeah. Don't they
I
make
don't
it?
think
They don't
so.
ever make another one?
I
Or
don't
that's
think
their
so.
goal, though.
I don't remember.
I don't fucking remember either. So, at the end of the day, E.T. loses this fight.
Even if E.T.
Shout out to
can
E.T.
go at,
for being E.T., but he's going
sure.
to die.
Even if E.T. goes at David Spade can take a punch. David Spade, I don't know if you know this, but he got like assaulted by his assistant one time while he was asleep, and the guy like tased him and stuff. He made it out of that.
I almost
can beat
think that once David Spade got into it, like once he hit E.T. for the first time, his wires would cross, and David Spade would like torture E.T. to death. Like he wouldn't just kill him.
Oh my god!
He would like fuck him up.
Make it slow and painful.
Yeah,
for E.T.?
slow and painful
Oh, that's
death for
terrible.
E.T. So all respect to E.T. But he wouldn't win a fight against just about anybody.
Yeah, I think
He's an extraterrestrial being, and he was like afraid of little children.
Get his ass whooped.
He just hung out in piles of stuffed animals and
Yeah.
but he can fly is the thing. So that's why I think
he can make things fly, but E.T. can't
you
fly.
just gotta hop in a basket.
And then make the basket fly.
Yeah, and make the basket fly. Who would win the week? E.T., you're going down. David Spade wins this fight. Vote on that on Instagram. Check it out on Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Canada, 4 p.m. on Fridays. We do that on Clubhouse. If you think that E.T., if you know something about E.T. that we don't, please come tell us.
We've been on the E.T. ride. We know everything there is to know about E.T.
I've smelled E.T.
Yeah, we have sniffed E.T.
Yeah,
Not in like a
it
Biden
smells
way,
like
but like in a
old
regular
people.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It smells like old people.
I got one more question to ask you that I really, really wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
So I was watching The Parent Trap this weekend. All time. Love it. Phenomenal movie. Do you think that we could, like, if we looked the same, or if we could do like a face-off situation, do you think that we could like Parent Trap? Do you think we could like switch places? Do you think you'd be able to do a convincing enough impression of me, and that I could do a convincing one enough of you?
You know, we've had this conversation before. Not this, but we've had a conversation of how much bullshit I think goes into the Parent Trap. Haven't I tried to debunk the Parent Trap before?
Probably. We've talked about the Parent Trap, but I think it was more like how long would it take you to know? I think we've only talked about
I don't
it in that
understand.
Context.
The problem is that we have different mannerisms.
Right, but do you think that you could...
No.
You don't think you could imitate me enough to Parent Trap?
Here's the thing, is there's things that each of us... It depends on which situation we get put in, because there's things that each of us do that the other one probably can't. I couldn't... I could maybe portray you... I talk too much. And you could probably fake it. I don't think I could.
You don't think you could fake listen?
Because what would happen what happens in my head is I would have trouble figuring out like what would Andrew say in this situation.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you get asked questions, a lot of times your answer is, yep.
That's true. I don't like to waste time.
No. And I'm like an explain my answer kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't show my work. I don't think it's necessary.
What's at stake?
How
How long do I
Let's say it's literally the Parent Trap scenario.
Okay, so I have how long summer camp? 6 weeks. But say they decided
8 weeks. We got 8 weeks.
But they didn't decide the plan right away. So let's say we have 4 weeks to figure it out.
Yeah.
You and I living alone in a cabin for 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just working on each other, like trying to figure out,
Yeah, just training each other, teaching how to be you. But you know what? That would be a problem. I don't even know if I would be able to be introspective enough to teach somebody how to be me.
That's what I was going to say, is that I feel like I would do something and you'd be like, yeah, that was probably it. And it could be not it.
Right.
The Parent Trap is very difficult. That's why I don't believe that it ever happened in the first place.
Well, it didn't, Matthew.
No, but fuck you. You know what I'm saying. In fake history, it did.
In fake history, Parent Traps
All
are real.
movies are fake history now, in my opinion.
That's fair. All old movies are books, and all movies are fake history.
Who are we trying to convince? Our father? We could easily convince our father. He's clueless.
Well, he would. We wouldn't even have to swap faces to fool him because he wouldn't look up from the newspaper to see who was talking.
He would not give a shit.
He would have no idea. Yeah, I think against him we could pull it off.
Our mom, we couldn't fool.
I think it'd be easier though if we were like separated. Like if we were with each other. Yeah.
Well, when you are in the same room, yeah. They still get confused based off of appearance in the movie The Parent Trap, but it becomes much easier to if we were separated, yeah, but I'm saying we could be together and just sitting in the clothes that we are now and pretend to talk to Dad as different people, and he probably wouldn't realize that.
Absolutely.
We're not playing each other.
We're
not playing ourselves.
The price of oil does not check itself, Matthew. He's got to read those articles, man.
Yeah, true.
He's got to have something to say.
Guy knows a lot. He
does know a lot. He's got to have something to say to the Johnson and Murphy workers when he walks in there.
At some point, though, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that you could play me to Mom. I think I could play you better to Mom than you could play me to Mom.
Well, it's kind of like what you just said. I think I might be probably a little easier to play than you because, like you said, with the one-word answers, you don't really have to do as much.
And like Mom can tell my mood like that because I'm a moody person.
Yeah. I know, Matthew. I do a podcast with you.
So you would have to figure out how to...
But that would certainly help me become you.
Yeah. But I think it would... You know what? I take it back. I think it would be easier to do because I do have so many different moods. You could kind of just pick a...
Kind of juggle that and balance out a little bit.
One of my main moods is like I'm sick of everybody mood.
Yeah.
It's real easy to play the I'm sick of everybody mood.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody says something, just make a quick complaint.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
All I have to do is go into the basement and walk around in my underwear. I can imitate you perfectly.
I do that in every mood. Basements are... We should have been something just dawned on me.
Okay.
We should have been listening to Enzo from the get-go.
Yeah.
When we started building houses, like modern day houses, 2-story houses, and people started putting their bedroom on the second floor closer to the sun, closer to the light that you're trying to keep out when you're sleeping, they're fucking stupid. People should have built their house up, yes, and had like their living rooms and shit on the second floor and their bedrooms in the basement.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I think a second story living room is kind of the way to go.
But a basement bedroom.
Bedroom,
you can still have the kitchen on the first floor, all that stuff.
I just don't like being on the first floor of things. Basement, I don't know, because it's a similar feeling because it's low. But I don't like being at the ground. I don't like being at ground level. It's not weird. I just don't like it.
Yeah, it is
no,
weird.
It's not. I don't like being at ground level.
That's really weird. You're uncomfortable with being at ground level. That's where you are a lot.
Correct.
I guess you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, so you're living life the correct way.
Yes, I've been working on that for 24 years, Matthew. Yeah. That's why I'm wearing these baseball jerseys. Third one in a row.
Yeah, what is that
way.
one?
Check this out.
The Barons, the Cleveland Barons. Oh,
it's a Michael Jordan. Yeah,
Barons
when he
jersey?
played baseball. Yeah.
Yeah. Who are the Barons?
They're the Chicago White Sox farm team.
What's their city of origin?
Chicago.
Well, okay, don't look at me like I'm a moron. I don't watch baseball, and who knows? You know what I mean? Farm teams are all over the fucking place.
That's
fuck
true.
you. My fuck you of the week is Andrew's condescending look he just gave me. Got anything else for me?
No, let's get out of here.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Fuck you and your condescending look.
Come on.
Listen, I just want to know where the Barons are from. The Chicago Barons. And now I know. And now
I
I'll
feel
never
like you
forget
were
that.
very aggressive when you asked me, though, so that's why I responded
Well,
that way.
because I said the Barons, like, where are they from?
Uh-huh.
And you were like, look at this, Michael Jordan. And I said, yeah, but the Barons, like, where are they from? And you're like, they're the Chicago White Sox farm team. I said, Andrew, where are the Barons from?
Uh-huh.
So I asked you 3 times before you actually answered. That's why the third time I asked, I was like, listen, cut to the fucking chase here. Where are they from? And don't give me, they're the Chicago White Sox farm team. Because, Andrew, that doesn't help anybody.
You know what? I realized that as I was saying that sentence.
Do you know how few farm teams are in the same city
yes,
as
now I do. That's what was going through
club?
my head as I was saying that. I was like, okay, he's got me there.
Yeah. I think we're good. We have a lot going on and a lot of shit to do.
Yeah.
We haven't done it in a while, but fucking people. Everything that we do, we also post on YouTube. We post some funny shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
We have some stuff that's not even us doing podcast related on YouTube. Go check that shit out. Subscribe to the YouTube. Also, one last shout out. This is the last one I'll give them before they come on, and then I'm done promoting them forever. But check out Scheming and Dreaming. We talked about it at the end of last episode. Their episode 1 is live now. Do they have an episode 2 live already?
Yeah, their episode 2
Episode 2 is live now.
Scheme and Dream comes out every Tuesday.
Okay, so there you go. There's your answer.
It's a phenomenal show.
So check that out. Andy, I love you.
I love you too.
You never say that. Now it feels weird.
I know. But I've thought, because the first time you said it, like ever, it really threw me off. And now I'm glad that you say it. I'm getting a little more comfortable with it.
Nice. One day he's going to give me a hug, folks.
Not true.
It's like that. I try to give him hugs all the time. There's 2 people that I intentionally try to hug. My dad and my brother, because they both hate it.
I don't like to be touched.
Hugging somebody is like my mom, she always wants a hug. And I'm like, I don't want to hug you.
Yeah, that's what moms do.
But my dad, I love to hug my dad because it makes him uncomfortable. And that's how it is with you, too. It's like that scene in Step Brothers when they try to hug. I go in for the hug, and Andrew's like...
At this point, I just try and hold you far away.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
See,
I like
took
it.
your line
I
that
know.
time.
I liked it,
Yeah,
though.
'cause
That
you
was
took
good.
my line.
I did not.
Yeah,
I
you
said
did.
it back to you. That was different.
I
That's
don't
a
need
different
it back.
thing.
I just need you to know that I feel that way about you.
You don't care if I feel that same way?
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.